Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I'm going to show you a puzzle from a game where it is white to play and win. This puzzle is incredible because the position looks so normal. So take a second, look at this position, see if you can find the best move for white. There are a couple of good moves, but they require some precision. There's one like knockout blow that doesn't require much more than two moves to find. So take a second, see if you can figure it out. It's pretty amazing. You get all these pieces here right around the black king. How do you attack? How do you finish this off? So take a moment. While you're thinking about that, let me quickly encourage you to subscribe if you have not yet already. Half of the income that I earn in this channel goes directly to charity, so every like, every subscriber helps me out, helps charity out, and we're getting the game of chess out there even more. So let's do it. Okay, so the first thing you might think, because this is what I'm just going to share what I thought, maybe you thought the same thing, is that this knight and this queen are coordinating really well on h7. And ideally, I'd love to get this knight out of the way. If I could just, in a fancy world, just take this and just drop it on this knight, no matter what they do, it seems like I would have mate in one. Now, unfortunately, I can't just do that. It's not how chess works, but that's the idea. So one thought might be to play knight e4, and this is a great move. This is a winning move, but this is not the winning move, and it requires a little bit of precision. So just for example, let's say they play rook to e8, rook f to e8. If you take this, which feels so natural, you actually are going to throw away your entire advantage because the queen takes, and now, after check and king f8, there is a really, really cool move here that I thought was just insane. I think this is the line where it shows up. The move was rook to e6. Now, what's the catch? If they take with the queen, you have mate in one. You just remove them from this corner square. So just a cool move for there. If they take with the pawn, now you have queen h6, and it's going to be a draw. So even though this is a good move, this knight e4 move, it leads to this really cool line. I really had to show this line. I'm just giving an excuse to show this line, really. And another important point is that if they ever block, now you play knight e6 check, and now it's over. Now you're winning this game, no problem. So this will do. You can take this way, yeah. And then things are going to start coming in. Okay. So although this is the right idea, and it does lead to a win, it's very easy to throw away the advantage. That's my whole point, is that the impulse is to take away the knight. However, if they just move, the best move in this position is actually rook e6, which is ridiculous looking. Because if they take it, now this just released the defense of g6. So I can take that. And now things are getting a little crazy. That's mate. Okay. So if you had the impulse to play knight e4, that's a great idea. It's a great move. You have to also think about what happens if they just take it. And do you take with the rook? Do you take with the knight? What do you do? The best move here, by the way, take with the rook. Because if they take, you're playing queen h7 mate. And although this looks scary, it doesn't actually amount to anything. Okay. So cool. So let's talk about the actual move. This same idea is not the only place the knight can go to interrupt this knight's communication of h7. What am I saying? I'm saying that this knight has access to another square that intersects with this knight, specifically the h5 square. So the move is knight h5. Bang, that is an exclamation point. Okay, now you have to ask yourself, let's talk about the obvious. If they take with the knight, you just mate them. No kidding. But what if they take with the pawn? What did this accomplish? Doesn't seem like it did anything. If the idea is to get out of the way with the knight and move the rook in, that's just too slow, because I can play something like rook a5 and guard this. And there's no concern anymore. This is actually an even-ish position. So what's the idea here? This position, if you want to take a second right here, find the knockout move. The move from here is crazy. I have all this tension, all of this stuff that's pointing in the direction, if I could draw the arrow, all of this stuff pointing in the direction of the king. What is the move? Okay. The move is knight e6. Look at that move. What is this move threatening? The knight and the queen are coordinating on g7 for an immediate mate threat. You have to do something about that. Well, if you take with the queen, all that does is allow the rook, not take the pawn, trying to move the arrow, there it is, to just give mate on the g file. So you can't take with the queen. What if you take with the pawn? Well, now it's pretty much the same exact idea. Check, the king has to move, and now you have check with this nice pattern of mate. So look at this whole puzzle all over again. That's pretty much it. The idea to remove this knight is the right idea. However, the execution of it is the thing that matters the most. This move on e4 is a great move, but it's not the knockout blow. Whereas this move on h5 is just silly. It's just insane. I thought this move, knight e6, just blew my mind. That wasn't even on my radar. I don't know about you, but when I was calculating knight h5, I was like, okay, they just take with the pawn. Then what? And this just felt too slow. I didn't initially see this rook a5 move, but eventually, it kind of works out. Either way, the point is, it didn't make any sense to me. But now it all makes sense that this is the killer move. Knight e6. No check, nothing. Just a killer move, threatening mate on the spot. Anything else? Maybe you want to play this, and then they take, and you do some kind of knight check. Good idea, but doesn't really work. An important note, actually, I should make this note. If this same process were to happen, and this pawn wasn't here, if we just pretend, pretend it's somewhere else, I think this check, again, pretend this pawn's not here, this would be a fork. I didn't actually put this in the engine or anything, but I noticed that when I was doing some prep work for the video, this pawn is in a good place because it really guards this g4 square. But I'll leave that to anybody in the comments if they want to let me know. But yeah, that is pretty much the whole puzzle. It's super cool. It's a little short, but I really hope you like it. This knockout blow of knight e6 just blew my mind, and this very nice mate at the end was fantastic. So that is it. Let me know if you want to see anything else, or like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's so much. Bye.